Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We're back with our 2017 Whiskey Picks of the Year.
Want to be normal?
Scotch Picks of the Year, Top 5s, Whiskey of the Year, however you want to call it. We're
2017.
We're bringing it to you.
Bringing it.
Let's test it.
Test it!
All right.
No Scotch God shout out. No traveling.
This thing is going to go long. These tend to go longer anyway.
These are wrap-ups of 2017. Some people put those like best of out in December. We do it in January of the following year.
Yeah.
That's right. Because there might be one that sneaks in right near the end.
So that's happened.
Happens.
We got 180 by the way.
195, baby. Get your whiskey hat cast too while they last.
Now, we also sat down and we looked at, are these all Scotches or are they world whiskeys? What do we have in there?
Well, let's explain that first. We have our Saturday segments are world whiskeys and Scotch, which means they could be Japanese. They could be Australian from Tasmania. They could be from Taiwan. They can be from Scotland. They can even be from Ireland. All right. And so you had said, you kind of told me, hey, do you have any world whiskeys or are they all on the Scotch? And I said, Scotch.
Yeah. Mine happened to be Scotch too. I'm going to give an honorable mention, though, to an Irish whiskey.
Ooh.
Middleton Barry Crockett Legacy Edition.
My honorable mention will come at the end.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to hold it.
Okay.
I'm going to hold it.
I'm throwing that one right out there. Almost made it. Maybe could have. I've got some good ones in here.
It's funny that you went to Ireland for your honorable mention because mine is there too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Now, that one we did with Mark Gillespie on the live stream. He's a big Irish whiskey fan. And it really is delicious. So
You're right. You're right.
Top 5s, though, and I'll tell you, I don't know that I necessarily have mine ranked. I know what my number 1 is. My others may jump around a little bit.
Mine are ranked 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And an honorable mention I'll throw in at the end. That I almost made it, but not quite. And yes, it's Irish. So, number 5. Do you want to start it? You want to kick it, or are you not sure where you want to throw your?
I mean that green tin you got right there. Laphroaig Lore, my number 5.
Wow, look at that.
I tend sherry. I love sherry. Peats. I've warmed up to the peats. This one really surprised me. And actually, before I tasted this one, I'd kind of come around to peats and was digging some of them. This one has some sherry influence. It's very rich, nice, earthy peat, nice sherry, rich darkness notes in there with it.
Right.
Beautiful. My number 5, and I think it's the only peated one you're gonna find.
That's a shame. But it won't be the only peated one you'll see on this show. Because my number 5 is Kilchoman. Am I saying that right, or is it Kilchoman? The original cask strength quarter cask matured. This deserves to be opened and looked upon. Look at that. It's $101, and it is delicious. My number 5, I really, really enjoyed it, but I'm a peat head, and I love cask strength. So it was already kind of in my wheelhouse when we got it. It would have had to do something funky to fall out, and it did not.
And I remember that it is very good. I remember a lot of peat. I'm not pulling up a lot of my other notes.
Right.
It seemed very well balanced, though. At the same time, a cask strength. It's younger. I want to say it's only like 5 to 6 years, maybe.
I was trying to see if it had on here.
Well, it usually has the distillation date and the bottling date. Yep, distilled 2010, bottled 2016.
There you go.
6 year.
Right, which is a good thing with peats, because if you want a real strong earthy peatiness, sometimes you don't want it to sit in the cask for 18 years. Then it's more of a refined peat.
And I've seen some other reviewers videos on this whiskey, and everybo's have been real favorable.
Did I say it's also quarter cask matured? So it's cask strength. I don't think I did. It's cask strength. Did I not say it? Yeah, quarter cask. Maybe I did. Okay, it's also quarter cask matured. So it's in those smaller casks to even get it kind of to help up age it, because there's more surface area where the whiskey's touching the wood.
Did you take the cork out of it? Or am I smelling what's in your glass?
You're smelling what's in my glass.
Oh, yeah.
Glad you said glass.
Woo!
Let me smell it.
Smell it. Okay. I can see how that's in your top 5.
Definitely in my top 5. Kilchoman, cask strength, quarter cask finished. Beautiful, delicious. Sits on my, what I call the peat shelf. That's my 5, baby.
My number 4 is what's in my glass right here.
Really? Let me smell your glass.
Compass Box Phenomenology.
Okay, yeah.
Came out at the same time as No Name, both getting excellent reviews. We loved it. Phenomenology, Compass Box did not release any notes on.
And we did a little shenanigans.
I mean, usually they put out what distilleries of whiskeys they're using.
Yes.
Maybe even just what region it's from,
right.
and sometimes what casks are used.
And
nothing.
And if you contact them, they will tell you percentage of this, percentage of
the
that.
Exact recipe.
Yes.
Ages, percentages.
Full disclosure. Now, you got to contact them because they don't want to be in violation.
So we picked this up and didn't know anything about it, but I got a slight sherry to it, rich vanillas, tropical fruits, even a slight smoke, very slight peat that's in it. And we did an edited review where we edited out our notes.
Right. It went silent.
Yeah.
We even had a fan was like, I'm glitching. That was us.
Once Compass Box released their notes, then we came out and we released our notes as well. Now, I'll tell you, Compass Box had 3 releases this year that I felt were all outstanding. And I actually thought, should I have the double single in place of the Phenomenology? Because it's delicious as well. We just had samples of it, or I had a sample of it. I don't know if you had one or not.
I don't think you shared that.
The double single, delicious as well. No Name, delicious, and Phenomenology, No Name. But I chose Phenomenology to represent my top 5s.
I still want to know the artist. You got whiskey maker John Glazer listed, but I want to know the artist. I would love to have the artist on a live show. I'm calling it. I would love to have the artist or artiste. Maybe there's several for each box. I want to know the process there. Full disclosure.
Bottle at 46%, $150 price range, limited edition, delicious.
My number 4, a little harder to find, so it almost didn't make it. But our whiskey scout, Hendrix, hello, Hendrix. He'd contacted me. He is a traveling warrior. Warrior Makio. But he found this. And he
Rock
said,
warrior.
Rock warrior. I like the way you think. He's a traveling rock warrior.
Geologist.
Right? He's a geologist. And he's all over. And he sent me a pic saying, found this. You want it? And I was like, I had to double. I like pull it, locked up the brakes, pulled over to the side, got to be legal. And it was like, get it. And then I was like, ooh, how much? And it was well within the price. It was a dusty can. He's since found a second one. So I've been sampling this a little bit more. Now, the peat is a little subtler in this one. This is a Bruichladdich. It's the Peat Project, Isla Single Malt. The Port Charlotte, heavily peated Bruichladdich Scotch whiskey. Yeah, I went and looked up some of the information on this before. This, I believe, was kind of the precursor to all the Port Charlottes with the Isla barley and the Scottish barley. It's a subtler, more refined peat. Love it. A little hard to find. So these are dusty bottles that are probably all gone. But if you see one and you like the peat, or you like a little bit of peat, get it. Can't go wrong. Bruichladdich, the Peat Project, number 4 on my list. Number 4.
Now, the Kilchoman, if I did peated, I could see. That one I don't know. I mean, I don't remember that much about that one.
Yeah.
We did it. But it is an older bottling as well. I don't know that I would have let it into my list.
I let it in because, first of all, our list is when we tried it, not like we're not good enough that we get every dang bottle from 2017. So it's when we try it.
Right.
Let me see if they've got a list on
And that's
here.
something we haven't touched on as well.
That is a good point.
Our whiskeys of 2017 naturally are only whiskeys that we've had or we've tasted.
Yes, in 2017.
In 2017.
So we might get a hold of something bottled older or put out in a different year.
And I'm pretty sure Laphroaig Lore is from 2016. But we didn't have it till 2017. That one's included.
Well, yeah. We may get to hear more of a story on Lore in a bit.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I can't see the year. It may be on. But
we looked that up, and it seems like that was like almost a 2009 or 2010.
Yep. I couldn't believe when he found, maybe the place he bought the one, he said they had another one. And I was like, oh, go see if they got another one.
We ain't been drinking that much from it.
No, but it's good. Well, first of all, when I first got it, I thought it was like the last of its kind. So I didn't want to make the bottle go extinct. So I was like, just a dribble. And then he says, hey, you want me to get the other one if it's there? I'm like, oh, yeah. So now it's open. Non-shell
we were also
filtered.
Here in town, though, a while back, we found another dusty bottle of Bruichladdich.
We did. It's over.
We haven't reviewed it yet. Which one was it?
It's that one. I can't read it. My eyes are bad.
Infinity.
Right.
Bruichladdich Infinity.
It was funny.
It's like a red wine cask.
Yeah, the owner was like, what are you looking for? You're like, dusty old bottles. I don't think I have any of those. And you're like, well, look at this. I'm like, you got a dusty bottle. And then that guy got our card because he's like, who are you guys? It was like the show went right into his liquor store.
All right, put that up.
Sorry, I'm intrigued.
Yes. My number 3.
We're moving.
Macallan Classic Cut. Sherry goodness.
Love that. The diamonds.
I pull that out. Big Macallan fan, of course, myself. Love the sherry.
Stand back.
There's other sherry whiskeys coming up. Now the Macallan Classic Cut is kind of a redo of the cask strength Macallan they released several years ago.
Which is impossible to find.
Little bit lighter, though. They've used seasoned oak casks, European oak and American oak casks.
Right.
But still delicious, and I've seen really nothing but great reviews on this one. I loved it. I've got a spare bottle at home, and every time I'm at the store, I'm contemplating, stocking up on it more.
Contemplating? You're always like, should I get another one?
I got my Christmas money too, burning a hole in my pocket. What should I buy?
And you're gonna lay in some stock of the creamy vanilla, sweet ginger, and the warming oak, baby. That makes me want to dive in. That does.
Now I'll tell you, a close one that I also considered along with this one is the Macallan Edition number 3.
Yeah, that was
probably good. An honorable mention to this one. This one, more of the sherry. I love the sherry. The Macallan Edition number 3 was delicious as well. Light sherry, though, more bourbon casking, very floral, very aromatic, a delicious whiskey on its own, but the Classic Cut release this year is outstanding. And it comes in most areas, the $80 to $90 price range, well worth it. And it's at 58.4%. Goes a long ways.
Wow. It's 54?
58.
What? 58?
I just said it.
I know. Well, you said something wrong first, though. I think you said 54.
And then you said what? Like 57 and 58.4.
Okay. Oh, you threw me on your first number. 58.4. Goodness. Get it out. That's what you were yelling at me. Put it away.
Get that one out of there.
Put it away. Get it out.
That's my number 3.
I'm up. My number 3 is going to throw you into a tizzy. You're going to be like, what? What? Because I'm bringing on Douglas Laing, Epicurean, Lowland. All right. Now, if you go watch our original review of this, you're going to get to see Cousin Shane do what he calls redneck Shakespeare or redneck Hamlet. He literally does like 3 minutes of Hamlet in what would be considered hillbilly. It's precious. You got to go see it. I even try to disrupt him because you'd think he has some kind of prompter out here.
Well, he reads from the can here, the back, but he does it too. In
right, but he also does his whole presentation. He does then he does a song while he looks at me, but he can't look at me because it's a love song.
Yeah. Well, you kept interrupting him too. You wouldn't even let him.
That's
finish.
what I'm telling you. Though. No, I was trying to zing him so that people would notice.
Zing him.
I zanged him. No. I zinged and I zanged because I wanted people to know he's not reading us off a teleprompter. It's in his noggin.
Now, I'm going to point out, you said this might throw me into a tizzy. Is that what you said?
I did.
It does not, because I considered not necessarily the Epicurean, but the Douglas Laings in general.
Yeah.
We were introduced to them this year.
Yeah.
Timorous Beastie, Scallywag, Rock Oyster.
And the Pete. What do they call it?
Big Pete.
Big Pete.
Yep.
Well, they do
and the Epicurean.
They do a blend from each of the regions with multiple single malts from a region. Right.
Yeah.
which
Loved
was a
them
neat
all.
deal. Yeah, I loved them all.
This one was probably my least
I
favorite.
know, that's why I'm saying this
Yeah.
one stood out, and I didn't expect it to.
Yeah.
Of course, what did I think? Big Pete. I thought Big Pete was going to say. I even went and got the Big Pete Cast Strength Santa release.
Christmas
They got like
last year, 2
Big
years
Pete's
ago.
on like a sleigh or something. And out of that, the Epicurean blew me away. It's featherly light. It's subtle. It's complex.
It's a lowland.
It's a lowland, and I purchased yet another bottle of this because I was ripping through it.
Now, my favorite was a Scallywag.
Yeah,
but why would that be?
Sherry influence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scallywag is the
yeah.
Speyside region and was sherry.
Yeah, it is
I loved
Speyside.
it.
Yeah. And it's good. By the way, I love the word scallywag.
Yeah.
I like to use that. I'm like, you scallywag. So the Epicurean, if you haven't had it, you want something light, it's a good summer, July, August dram, and it is delicious. Delicious. I put it away.
Yeah.
You're up.
My number twos,
Number twos. We're into the twos.
Glengoyne. Now, I brought the 18 year, probably my favorite of what we
Really?
brought.
I thought the 15.
No, you like the 15 the best. The 18.
Yeah, I like the 15. That's why I said 15.
But really, the whole Glengoyne line that we've been introduced this year.
Yeah.
Now, they came out. I brought the Macallan Classic cut, which is their cast strength. Glengoyne has a cast strength sherry scotch as well. It's delicious. It's right in there. But the 18 is what really surprised me. And for the price point that it comes in at, $100 to $120, or at least it was when I bought this. Maybe it's gone up a little bit.
Price.
For an 18-year-old,
Yeah.
just delicious.
Yeah.
And this, actually, it started with a sample of the 25-year Glengoyne. We don't have Glengoyne. We didn't have Glengoyne in our area at the time. I was in Dallas at Total Wine and Spirits. I picked up the 18 to try. I got home, loved it.
Right.
At the time, I was like, this has got to be one of the best sherried scotches I've had.
Yeah, it was good.
My wife was down in Dallas a couple months later. I said, hey, go back to Total, get me the 12 and the 15, which she did.
She's a good
We
woman.
reviewed them, all delicious, all very well done. Since then, Adam Clary with Standard Beverage has arranged to get Glengoyne into Kansas.
Ooh, you're a good man, Adam.
So, and that's where I got the cast strength from, was here. Now, the 10 we haven't tried yet. The 10 is here. Mixed reviews on it.
Too young for you.
So, but the 12, 15, 18 cast strength, the 25-year, and actually there's a 21-year we haven't had yet either that I would like to pick up.
Which one's that?
Just Glengoyne 21.
21. It's not like a special like virgin oak cut.
I don't
Extra
believe so.
stage
Now,
thrown in.
these are kind of double caskings. They spend the majority of their life in a bourbon cask and then are finished in sherry casks. But it's very well done. Glengoyne is, I think, their sales are increasing exponentially.
Aren't they talking? Hasn't there been rumor of price increase?
I'm sure.
Buy it
They'll go
now.
with everything.
Go get it now. Because that's what we were hearing. We were hearing the price was going to go up. They were trying to get established. They have. Get it. Go pull it off the shelf. Get it now. You'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
They're good. And you know I'm a Pete head. These are solid.
Yeah.
Your wheelhouse, solid. Get it all. You can let it linger. I don't care. You got more to say?
Nope, that's it. Love it. I probably should have poured that one. I should pour that one too. I should have poured the Macallan.
You want another glass?
I should pour my number one.
You should.
I should.
I may or may not be what I did. Number 2 comes with some caveats. This is the Ardbeg Dark Cove non-committee release. Now, here's some weird caveats with this. We had a sample in 2016 of the committee release.
Sure.
And I went bonkers.
Me too.
I was like,
loved
yeah,
it.
you did too. But I was like, I was out of my mind. I had to get it. And it's hard to get the committee release. The committee release is a higher ABV. They're
limited.
They're limited. They're much harder to get. Managed to get one. Then out comes, and this is what they do, out comes the Ardbeg Dark Cove non-committee release. And we thought, you know what? Let's review. I'd managed to get a bottle of the committee release. Let's get a bottle of this, and we'll do a little verses with them. So we'd had the sample of the committee release Dark Cove. Blew our minds. We totally enjoyed the bottle. It was exact match. It stood the test of time, but we wanted to try these. Now, here's what was interesting in this. The non-committee release was slightly different from the committee release. I thought it was just going to be a little bit weaker ABV. Still very, very good, but it had a slightly different palate, taste, and feel to it. Do you remember?
Not as much as you, I don't think.
Now, I would need to go back and rewatch the show, but it had a difference. Now, I'm going to tell you, full out disclosure, I still prefer the committee release over this one, but you really can't find the committee release. So my caveat is that I wanted to bring on the Dark Cove.
Kind of like the Bruichladdich Peat Project.
Yeah.
You can't find it.
The committee release.
Oh.
The committee release you can't really find. You can still, although this is getting harder to find too, but finding the committee release is probably going to cost you, whereas this one, although it's getting harder, what?
Well, I was going to say, anybody that's looking, the outside of the ABV, the committee release has a white label,
right? And then this one,
has a black label,
right?
So that's one. If you see them on the shelf,
yeah,
exactly the same. ABV is different, but the committee release is a white label.
White label with a little red seal. Okay, and that's the differences you're going to see here. Now, this, I believe, is the extra bottle I bought that hasn't even been opened.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, because I've got an open one up there.
Now, this one, though, even I see is 46.5%. And that's still nothing to
right.
bulk
It's got a big glass hole.
Yeah.
But this one's sealed. Yep, right up the glass hole. So, yep, sorry. Got to keep it safe. So that's the caveats here. If you can find you a Dark Cove, an Ardbeg Dark Cove, you're not going wrong on either one. In my opinion, if you find the committee release, slightly better. You find the non-committee release, still solid, still real good. My number 2.
Good call. Nothing wrong with that at
all. Nope.
Number ones?
You're up.
Can you guess what mine is?
No. I'm always confused with where you're at. Ooh.
Balvenie, ton 1509 batch 3.
Should have had this. This one's got a story.
Well, I about brought the broken bottle.
I thought you said you almost dropped it again.
No. I about brought the broken bottle. I dropped one of these in my driveway. Long story. Go back. There's a review of it. You can go watch the show. Balvenie ton 1509 batch 3. So this is a vatting of caskings from Balvenie that the master distiller Dave Stewart has picked out. Selected.
Master hand.
Been there for over 50 years.
Solid.
Now, I've heard the youngest whiskey or the youngest barrel that was used in this is like 21, maybe 23 years old. This came in depending on where you were at, $350 to $400 price range.
Right.
We had a sample that was sent to us for our 12 Hours of Boom from Sam Spears.
Right. That was the second episode of the Boom, right? With
first.
Dave. No, it was the first.
First episode of our
first
annual 12 Hours of Boom.
Shane. Yeah, the first episode.
Yeah, and I just as soon as I tasted that first sample, I knew it was good. And
you gave me the business because I wouldn't rate it. Go watch that show.
So, anyway, I bought a bottle. We headed out the next. Go watch the Balvenie ton 59 review. You'll get the story.
It's Claire, like a Greek tragedy.
Claire did the same. Did you know his Balvenie batch 3 in the driveway? Drops it.
Oh my God! Claire
doesn't break, but goes clang and starts to roll down the driveway. I know, they're cursed. Be careful with your Balvenie ton 1509 batch 3.
Get a man satchel and put bubble wrap in it.
Now, if you're looking for them, batch 1 and 2 were out. They were a little bit lower ABV. Batch 3 had been the highest ABV. It's at 52.2%.
Is batch 4 out?
Batch 4 is out. I think it's a little bit younger whiskeys, and I'm not sure where the ABV is at on it, but I hear it's coming in, real good reviews coming in on it as well. Now, see, with it, you get...
Look at you.
This is kind of the map that you get along with it that shows each casking that was selected, each cask, and what the flavor profile of those casks were.
You've got that bad boy. You gassed this.
I didn't gas it, but it's just got
it's got the lab
paraffin on it to seal it.
Okay. Thought maybe you gassed it.
Now, if it sits there long, I left the bottle of gas over here.
Yeah.
Go watch our gassing episode.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
doing an experiment.
We're doing a 5-year experiment.
But I might have
gassing.
to get. It's not that much. I'll just get my own can of gas and
I'll use what's here. We're never going to use all that. Gas it.
That's my number one. Balvenie ton.
Good number one, and I should have been able to call that. This deal is fraught with danger right here. You need to watch.
I think this is probably, actually, it was out in 2016. But it's just one of those that we didn't get to until 2017.
Now, that's what's in your glass?
No, I got phenomenology in here. All right.
My number one bottle that we tried and reviewed in 2017, Laphroaig Lore. That's what is in my Riedel glass here, Cognac glass, favorite glass. And there's a bit of a sordid story with the Lore. I love Laphroaig. It is, as a line, it is still probably slightly ahead of the Bruichladdich Port Charlotte series for my favorite peated whiskeys. Ardbeg's right up there too.
Coming in.
Yeah, get in there. I kind of elbowed you. Coming in. All right.
Blocking.
Yeah, I did.
And today.
I had been getting all of their limited releases. The Carchus, which I can't remember the year, but that Carchus wasn't, kind of missed me a little bit. And then their 15-year 200 anniversary missed me a little bit. The Laphroaig Lore came out. I went to get it from the store. And they were like, we think you're going to be disappointed. We're hearing from Laphroaig fans, they didn't like it.
Well, I think they tried it as well.
Maybe they tried it as well.
They'd been able to try it.
And so I was like, really? And it was a little pricey. I can't remember.
120.
Okay, that's not bad. I thought I was thinking 180.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I put it back on the shelf, and I did not get it. Dummy. Dummy. Look at that. It's number one on my list. But that's part of what rockets it up. Who gets it? You get it. And then you're like, dude, you've been steered wrong. They must have been sherry lovers or something, or bourbon lovers, because you were going to love this. I'm like, shut up, man. Shut up. I'm not even sure they got that bottle anymore. Then you're like, we're going to move it up on the scale. On the schedule. We're going to review it right away so you can taste it. Maybe you can go find you a bottle before it's gone forever. We tried it, and I was like, oh, and I rushed. I think I called. I'm like, you still got a bottle? Yeah, we got one bottle. Save it. Pull that bottle off the shelf. I'm coming to get it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to liberate that bottle. That's what's in here. That's what this is. Love, love, love the Laphroaig Lore. I was like... So now I've got a new peat motto. Buy it. That's it. Buy it. If I see it, I buy it. What say you? It was number 5 on your list, which says something.
Well, I've noticed that, yeah, Bruichladdich, Kilchomans, Ardbegs, Laphroaigs. See where that's going. Want the Epicurean. The only other one. Not. My list, though, look, Macallans, Glengoynes, Compass boxes, the Laphroaig Lore as well. Now you see which way we lean.
Heavy, heavy peat.
It was a great year. We had a lot of great whiskeys to choose from.
Easy
and
year.
2018 is already shaping up because there's a couple back here behind us that we probably should have reviewed in 2017. We didn't get to.
Yeah, we got a whole box, multiple 3 shelves and extra space that we're still trying to get to.
Yep.
Well, 2 honorable mentions.
Oh.
First one is the Redbreast. Yeah, Redbreast 12 cask strength. That's my Irish.
Okay.
And here's my other one. Had we been able to get to the Lagavulin 27.
No, you can't do that one yet.
We haven't gotten to it yet.
I know.
Damn it. Had we gotten to it?
No, you can't do it.
All right.
Give it. Yep.
Well, somebody out there is going to be going, what about the Lagavulin? We're not there yet. So it's a good year.
That's coming up shortly, though.
It is.
We'll probably review that one next, or maybe later today or Monday.
Well, we're going to film it. Yeah, we need to film it. I keep, like, when you come over, it's set up, and you're like, we got other stuff we got to do first. I'm like, no.
Well, we have an order.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, generally, Lagavulins peated. So when we get together and we film, we're going to try to do 3, 4, 5 reviews at a time.
Right. Well, yeah.
We don't want to start off with a peated because then it ruins your palate for the other. So we've got to save it till the end.
Very true. And you're doing something special with the Lagavulin Unlimited 2017. You found a dusty. What? Can I tease it? You found a dusty 2014 limited release.
Yeah.
Which you have not even opened yet.
No. We'll look at them side by side because everybody is raving about the 2017, and let's see if it is that much better or if there's that much difference.
Tobacco.
2017 was a great year, thanks. I don't think we've already touched on.
We did a little bit. Which one?
So,
we talked a little bit about it on our last.
The gassing episode.
The gassing. Kind of. We did a little wrap up on how fun and good the year of 2017.
So I guess we don't need to again.
Maybe not. But it's been a great year for Patreon. The shirts, we're looking at making these shirts available. We don't have one of the hats here, but we're about ready. We've got Scotch God hats in hand. People have been wanting to order them. You're going to take some photos, and they're going to be up on our website, ScotchTestDummies.com.
This will air Saturday, probably on Wednesday's episode, which we'll do our top 5 bourbons. We may showcase a hat because we should have them up for sale by then.
Good call. So, yeah, so get ready. I
had 180. I don't know if we ever said. I think we did.
We did.
180.
Yeah, because I had 195. All right, we ready?
Let's do it.
Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro, dummies.